Okay, so what I don't know, Max. I think you were in the session when the strange person arrived out of the smoke and vapors out of Zort's mouth. But I don't think that you knew about what he has done since then. That he has made his position very clear and is very much approaching Zort and secondarily Skava as choosing to be part of the northern culture to represent their be a representation and to extend their influence to this spot. So in many ways, and this guy whose name is Jean are they want the same thing. So let's see. The one the we might as well go straight to the fun part, which is to say that on the map it would look like a single mountain. So I'm not talking about. Oh, of course, yes.
Sorry. I rolled to be initiate.
Yes.
Before.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, there are all kinds of things that we need to attend to for that. I wish I had not forgotten that. So the first thing that we need to do is that you. Oh, and this is for the open way, isn't it? All right.
Yes.
Well, what does it say in the cult sheet?
It says something about that I need to make a vow.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't really specify. It says content will be added later.
Oh, well,
basically.
There we are. Okay. Well,
and there will be a rune. If I read it right, there would be a rune spell that would be used for a venture.
Right. Correct. And so what you would do is you would be, in a way, you would be now permitted to contract people into a task that will make the open way form between two places or between two interests. And in a way, you have already made that vow. You have said you want to make this place, a center. Prosperous.
Yes.
And one thing that you know now is that it could even be a bridge between that far northern culture and the Western culture. It is actually a geographic route there. But that seems to be threatened by the fact that they have very different philosophies about how to deal. They both agree that they want to stop the old gods, the gods before time. They want to stop them because those gods are going to turn everything into flawless, unchanging perfection. And nobody wants that. But the Western culture that you are mainly from, the cult of the Merciful Dawn basically wants to enslave. Okay, let me go back. The best weapon against the gods before time, of course, is time itself, also called chaos. And the way that you manage it is very different. In the West, they say you control it, right? You make it productive, you direct it, you keep you balance it, right, with other things. Whereas in the North, they say, well, screw all that. And what you do is you accept that it's going to change, and all your little tries to stop it are just going to fail anyway. So we are going to, let it loose.
So I could use my rune spell as a mediator between these two cultures.
Correct. And probably what you would have is something called I don't know if it's listed under. I think it's listed under the rune priests. If you look in your document, I list some special spells that they have.
Mm, says something about battle magic, but doesn't specify which one.
Right, but if you go to the rune priests, the rune magic section, it may say something about
Priesthood.
Right.
There's one section, Rune Lord membership, and there's priesthood.
Right, and then under the priesthood, I think there may be some stuff about rune spells. The two that I suggest are, one is called Peace Market, where it sets up a region which operates as a kind of a safe zone that permits the exchange of things, and it will not permit powerful magics, that are hostile to one another to operate. So that is one, is the peace market. The other one is called spell trading, which is more of an individual thing, which actually allows. Maybe this is not really appropriate at this time, but it allows rune masters to trade rune spells from different cults.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's unique to your cult, both of those. Yes, Helma.
Question, did Skava have the chance to talk to especially Ikindo after what she found out when she went into reclusion?
Right, I think you do, because we are having a little bit of time to set up this confrontation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think that may be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't follow what you were saying.
What are you implying, Helma?
One of the things Skava found out is that Lalagil's people basically control the routes to the north, which also means that they secure them. So one way to make sure that we have
who goes there, but yes.
Yeah, but maybe as she is extremely interested in me, we may have a chance to build up something that builds onto pathways being secure. You leave them, you're in trouble.
Right. So
period.
The idea of creating negotiable paths through that area,
yes,
with the insect people actually
yes,
helping to secure them,
yes,
rather than always preying on them.
and having
almost, one would suggest that's actually kind of necessary. You're going to.
I mean, having the town as a switch point from land traffic to river traffic.
Absolutely. It's
okay.
Yeah, if you look at where it is on the map, it's made for it, basically. So yes.
That was my idea when I did.
Excellent. Okay. So therefore, there are several spells of interest, and you are just an initiate. You are not going to get all of these spells, but you should think about whether you would want to have the peace market or the spell trading. There is something called Path Watch too, but that is not. You should know about it. Path Watch is a way to travel with a great deal of security on that path, or at least awareness of all. It's like a super detect trap, right? A super powerful detect trap based on your group traveling through an area.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take these markets.
Okay, excellent. So I'll have
these are just regular. It's not rune spells.
No, this is a rune spell. This is a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
So the use of it will not cost you power, but it will not, it will not recover. You would have to go through another ritual to do this. The fact that you are getting it when you commune with this the cult practices, and you get this new relationship to the cult and to the god, the fact that this happens means you now have the ability, you have the ability to establish this peace market. And as with all rune magic gifts, it's a really good idea to think about exactly when to do this. It's not something to throw away. So that is the first. So that's what I want to do, unless somebody wanted to do more.
I will be praying while everyone did everything.
Well, actually, this is a big deal for you. I'm going to ask for 2 things. The first thing is that I'm going to make this little roll, and then I'm going to have you, let's see. Yes, I don't think that is a bad idea. We can be a little bit creative, because the write-up for the Buried Dead said lots of spells which are not known to anyone else. So that was my note to myself, saying, be original with this cult. So now it is time. First of all, let's change your gnome from a 1-point gnome to a 2-point gnome. So he is a medium gnome, not a small gnome anymore.
Okay.
Same one, of course. I love the fact that the rules say that it will always be the same elemental that you get unless it's killed. So it's kind of nice. You always get the same one back, and they may have an opinion about the last time.
Yeah, I really like that gnome.
Then we have the next question. Sandra, I am scared. I have to say, if you got to make up a rune spell for the Buried Dead that was useful for Urko, what would it be?
I will have a lot to think about. Like a detection spell, like it detects like the exquisite rares, or something. I don't know. It seems like a good thing, because then I will get my hands on greater things.
Well, yes.
Maybe a
perhaps
item finder somehow, saying that
I'm good at finding things anyway.
I was going to say, I mean, those are all things you do anyway, right? I mean, it's your job to find things, not the gods.
Yeah. I'm somewhat scared. Greater than a certain ring?
Yeah, that's right. Do we really want to find more of those?
No. I don't know.
Think about it a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah. Any ideas? Anyone?
No, I want Sandra to do it.
Okay.
Even if we wouldn't tell you.
That's right, exactly. The better idea we have, the worse we don't want you to have it.
So is this a rune or a spell?
This is a rune spell.
A rune spell.
Right. So this is something that really hits hard.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so let's take it to the last point, which is where and Zhong are going to swear a mighty oath, and they need Zort for it. So this is setting up. This is probably watched by everybody. This is probably a big public event, and so we should think about the village, and we should think about people's attention on this, and we should think about poor Zort with absolutely everybody looking at him with no how am I going to put it? No, just very exposed, very open space, and a very, you're going to stand there in kind of a dramatic object of attention kind of way.